Folks, it's that time of year again, the 2015 Florida versus Georgia Future Stars game. This year, the game's presented by Under Armour, and the best athletes from Florida will take on the best athletes from the state of Georgia. First, we're going to take a look at the 8th grade game. Here's how the 8th grade Georgia offense breaks down. So starting off for the Georgia quarterbacks will be Nathan Presnell. He's a tall quarterback at 6'5" and 175 pounds. Was always a kind of big, lanky kid playing for the Hiram Middle School Hornets, but over the last few months has really started to improve. He's got ideal size and a big arm. Hopefully he can put it all together in the game. Also a quarterback will be Ezra Barnett. He's a proven winner both academically and athletically. He's an athletic kid and has played multiple positions during his middle school years. Rounding out the quarterback position, Jalen Williams out of Roswell Middle School. He throws well on the run and is a bit more mobile than the other two. At running back, they have 4 great ones for this team. Paris Brown, a running back that has fought through multiple injuries earlier in his career. Brown put it all together this year at McEachern Middle School and was an absolute beast. Trevor Smith is a Future Stars veteran. Smith is a big running back who knows how to really bring it at the line at 5'10" and 182 pounds. Naquavian Hines was an unknown talent until Future Stars tryouts this year. Hines has a good muscular build and 4.7 speed in the 40. He has the potential to be the breakout star of this game. The final running back on the team is Nathaniel Morgan. He's the smallest of all the backs at only 5'5" and 150 pounds, but he's a tough, reliable back that can get it done on every down. Looking at the wide receivers, Anthony Brown impressed at several camps this offseason and is a very sure-handed 6'1" receiver. Raylan Thornton is also 6'1" and is probably the most talented overall athlete playing baseball and basketball out of all the receivers. Nick Keogh is the biggest receiver of the group at 6'2" and 160 pounds. Michael Matheson has explosive speed and knows how to get open. Gerard Means and Caleb Parrish are no slouches either. They have the ability to make tough catches and keep the chains moving at wide receiver. At the tight end position, Isaiah Grant is a returner from last year. He has the ability to stretch the field and is really exciting when he makes plays. The other tight end is Mark Langston. Langston's out of Savannah and is a bit more of a blocking tight end that should be able to help the talented Georgia backs spring free. The offensive line returns 3 players from last year and averages 230 pounds across the front. Leading the way is the obvious standout of this group, Keandre Jones. Jones made news earlier this offseason by picking up a verbal scholarship offer from Alabama. At 6'3" and 253 pounds, he has a size 14 shoe and is going to be very, very special if he continues to develop. In addition to Jones, the line has some big beef with returner Justin Aboigbe at 6'2", 250, and first-year Future Stars Ricky Brownlee at 6'1", 260, Abdullah Niang at 5'10", 265, and Riley Simmons at 6'3", 270. The line will also feature a few smaller but quicker linemen in returner Stone Shugarts at 5'11", 184, Zazie White at 5'7", 205, Emery Nugent at 5'9", 165, and Noel Green at 5'9", 225. So that's a look at the Georgia 8th grade offense. Ryan, why don't you talk to us about that Georgia 8th grade defense they have?
8th grade Georgia defensive line is a very good mix of size and athleticism for this group, with some mammoth interior linemen and some freakishly talented hybrid defensive ends. Leading the way is Derek McClendon, a returner from last year. At 6'2" and 200 pounds, he has both the speed and the power to make opposing offensive linemen miserable. Joining McClendon is Nolan Smith, who had arguably the single most impressive Future Star tryout this past year. At 5'11", 175 pounds, he's a thick, strong kid who has amazing quickness for his size, which is probably why he plays running back on the offensive side of the ball. The interior line will be led by Future Star veteran Richard Russell of Noonan, Georgia. Russell's 5'11", 250 pounds, and his game is similar to NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp, with his quickness and explosion off the ball. Georgia will benefit from a pair of 300-pounders clogging up the middle, and Justin Bird, who's 5'10", 305 pounds, and Jalen Jones, who's 5'9", 300 pounds. Rounding out a very deep Georgia front are a trio of versatile linemen in Bevan Glanton, Nigel Jones, and Deron Moore. Next up is the linebacker corps, who is a brand new corps to this year's Future Stars game. Leading the way is Xavier Billingsley and Javon Coleman, who both have the ability to merge as 2 headliners from this group. At 6'1" and 160 pounds and 5'11", 155 pounds respectively, both are very athletic and should be nice fits at outside linebacker for Team Georgia. Charles Thomas is another kid to watch here. Thomas is 5'11", 192 pounds, and was named the Born to Compete 14U Defensive Player of the Year. Thomas has ideal size for a linebacker at his age and is a ferocious hitter. Rounding out the linebacker group for Team Georgia will be Trey Pinckney out of Marietta and Jamel Starks of Stone Mountain and Taylor Wooden of Ellenwood. The defensive back is solid from top to bottom. Leading the way is Malik Washington, who has proven to be a special player throughout his youth career and has the ability to completely erase opposing wide receivers. On paper, he looks like the shutdown corner Georgia can rely on. Joining Washington in the defensive backfield is Nasir Curry Sudler, who has some of the best hands in the entire country for a defensive back. He's been sharpening his cover skills all spring and summer long playing the 7-on-7 and was a stud in the GMSAA League all of last year. Two other players to keep an eye on are Jalen Alexander, who's 5'10", 150 pounds, and Caleb Dixon, who's 6', 132 pounds, who both add some height and overall size to the secondary for Team Georgia. Finally, you got Tavion Mayo, Davion Sanders, and Anton Davis, who are all relatively cookie-cutter size and have the ability to get very physical at the line. There is really no weak spot here for Team Georgia. The special teams unit will be led by Hayden Harrison, who will once again handle the kicking duties for the Peach State.
All right, folks, well, that was a look at the Georgia 8th grade team for the 2015 Future Stars game. Our coverage doesn't stop here, though. Keep it locked to youth1.com, as we'll be down there all week long watching practice and doing player analysis. For Ryan Lance, I'm Al Pops. We'll see you in Atlanta.